Hello everybody, so I want to show you today how to quickly orientate the normals using the transform node. Let's use the copy to points that we did in the last lesson, and I'm just going to quickly set this up. So I'm just going to create a cube. I'll probably make this 0.2, maybe 0.6, 0.1. There we go, got ourselves a wee cube there. Alright, looking good. I want to probably, I think, put this on the, sitting on the plane here, on the floor, on the ground, and then I'm going to rotate this a moment into this direction. Okay, it's not exactly what I wanted, so let's go that back to 0, and I think I want to push it this way. Which way will we go? No, not that way. It's going to go in Z this way. So in order to do this, I'm going to have to do this the height. It's a bit fiddly this, just give me one moment, and then I'm going to times that by a half. Okay, I think this should work much better now. Now let us create the grid. I'm going to do that. Okay, and we want to look at the normals that are on there. This is actually showing me the normals on each vertices at the moment it's set up for. And if I put on my copy to points, here we go. I'm going to turn these off a moment. All right, and we can see now that they're pointing upwards. Okay, now I've done that because for some reason when I import these geometry in, if I have it kind of set up to Z, following Z rather than Y, it seems to then flip it round. Okay, now I want to know, how can I control this better? Because maybe I want to control the position of these in a much more easy and controllable way, just simply using controls within the viewport. And the way to do that is by creating some normals. So first of all, I'm just going to create my normals. I want to create point normals. So I'm adding the normal, and I'm going to create them on the points. All right, let me add these here. You can see that they're all pointing up. And then if I just add my transform node, okay, is my transform node, super duper. I can see here that there's a thing here, attributes, right? And the attributes is saying that it's controlling the normal and the position. So for example, if I was to rotate this round, it's doing exactly what I would expect. It's moving the normals, and it's moving also the geometry, the position of the geometry. But let's say I don't want to move the geometry, I just want to move the normals. So let's get rid of this and let's just add the normals. Okay, now when I rotate, I can see that I'm just controlling the normals. Super. Now I want this box to move around these normals. So here we go. It's now stuck up there, and I can now select my transform. And if I select my transform, and now I move into the position that I want. Now let me get this correct. I did have that right, did I? Let's try again. Okay, and now they've stopped working for some reason. Give me a second to figure out what I've done here. And of course I was moving the translate instead of the rotate. That was my mistake. So now I can see that that's moving correctly, right? So now if I put on my geometry again and I rotate the correct path, I can see now that I can control my geometry. What's also cool about this is that, I'm going to lose that a moment, is that I can just select my handle here, and now I can move it all in the viewport, which I also like to do. It might give you a bit more control over this. Okay, now it's important to create these normals so that later on I can now randomize these, which we will talk about in the next lesson. But for now, I hope this was at least a little bit helpful. I also want to look more into why I have to put these boxes in Z, and I'm still doing a bit of research into that. So if anybody can explain that, by the way, in the comments, please do. But other than that, please, I hope that this was useful to you, and I will speak to you next time.